funky.
My darling, I love you, 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 I love you.
If you guys have seen my videos before, or if you follow me on any social media, I'm sure that you know already that my favorite band, probably the most important band in my life, is the 1975. And today is May 22nd. They just put out a new album, which you guys should definitely go stream. But it has me in my feelings, to say the least. And I am making a video today completely dedicated to them. I literally have tattoos for them. I follow them around on their tours. I spend way too much time on Stan Twitter for them, and I have gotten so many questions over the years. Why do you like them so much? Why do you keep following them around? Why do they mean so much to you? Why do you have a tattoo for them? Blah, 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 blah. I have never once answered any of those questions. And I know that it could kind of seem straightforward to you. Okay, yeah, you like their music and you want to see them in concert. But honestly, it is so much deeper than that. This band quite literally saved my life. And I wanted to make a video today talking about how, because it's their album release day, I'm in my feels and I feel like being real with you guys. Before we begin, I do just want to put out a little bit of a trigger warning. This video is going to talk a lot about depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, suicidal tendencies, unhealthy relationships, etc., etc. If you guys are sensitive to those topics, I completely understand, and I thank you so much for watching this far. If you guys can hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in future videos that have a bit of a lighter topic than this. I completely understand if you need to stop watching now, but if you guys are comfortable with staying, I am more than happy with sharing my story with you guys, how a little indie pop band helped me so much.
Hey guys, it's editing me really quick. I just wanted to pop in and say I'm sorry for the lack of explanation in this video. I was really anxious talking about these topics, more anxious than I thought I would be, but I still think that it's important to get out there, and I just wanted to be real with you guys and upfront and kind of show you a little glimpse into my life. And you can definitely tell that I'm very uncomfortable talking about this and very anxious, and I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I might make an updated video on this story in the future if I'm more comfortable with it, but this is pretty much all I was comfortable with sharing at this time. I might hop in a couple times because I forgot to explain some things and whatever, but I did just really quickly wanted to say I'm sorry, and this is just a little look into my jumbled, anxious brain. So, yay.
I guess I'm gonna start back 6 years ago and kind of talk about where I was during that time that the EPs came out and eventually self-titled came out. I was probably like 14 or 15 when that happened, and during that time of my life I was very secretive about my sexuality, and I was very manipulated by things going on around me. I didn't have many friends, so I really turned to social media, and I very quickly became involved with a lot of not so healthy things, like men that were much older than me and different things like that. And I was so manipulated back then into thinking that that was okay, and I didn't realize how much it weighed me down back then. But a lot of stuff happened that I'm not gonna completely talk about, but it really put me in a very bad place. And I remember the first time that I discovered the 1975, I think I was on Facebook, and they like had an ad, or like somebody reposted something and their song was in like a video, and I was like, oh my god, this is a cool song. It was like Face Down or something, and I looked up the song, and it just kind of started from there. I started listening to them casually, and then it kind of became an escape for me because I was so young and so vulnerable that like a band that was talking about kind of the things that I'm going through and teenage angst, if you will, really resonated with me, and it just started from there. And I have been listening to them literally ever since. Their self-titled album was really a game changer for me. I always talk on my Twitter and stuff about how specifically the song Undo and the song Robbers really resonated with me. And Robbers, like, I will still sit in my room and cry to that song because it means so much to me. And around I heard the self-titled album when I was like 15, and then when I was 16 was the first time that I really got into a relationship that was like physical. I never really dated anybody like in real life. It was a lot of online stuff with like older men, etc., etc. But once I was like 16, I got into this relationship with somebody in high school, and it was so bad. Like,
Hey, it's me again. I really quickly just wanted to kind of elaborate on what I just said. I never was physically involved with older men, and I never really was dating them, but I had a lot of friends that were made online that were really old, and they honestly were just, like, to put it blank, like they were grooming young girls. Nothing ever really came of that, but it was very disturbing, especially now looking back. Like, that was very disturbing what they were doing, and it 100% was not okay. So I really quickly just wanted to pop on and say that I didn't want it to seem like something actually like really happened with like older men or anything. It was just a lot of uncomfortable encounters. So yeah, I just wanted to really quickly say that. Also, I wanted to say that this boyfriend that I was talking about, he was very abusive, and it wasn't necessarily physical, but it was extremely mental. And I learned a lot of really bad habits from him, and I am working on fixing that still to this day. So yeah, that's kind of the relationship that I was talking about. I got really uncomfortable and I just kind of stopped recording for a little bit, but I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on that so you guys would kind of know what I'm talking about for the rest of the video.
It was just a very manipulative and toxic environment to be in. Really high school in general, but really this relationship. I was in sports in high school, so I didn't have a lot of time. So when I did have time, I would kind of like just talk to them all the time and during school and stuff. And it was very, it was so bad. And some things happened physically during that time that I wasn't necessarily okay with. And our relationship song was Robbers by the 1975. I introduced that song to him, and it kind of became our song. And as stupid as it sounds, like, it was such a bad relationship, but that song, instead of resonating with me now on the level of, yeah, it was our relationship song, it's resonating with me because I made it out of that relationship. And that's why that song means so much to me. So whenever Robbers comes on, I get freaking emotional. When I met Maddie after 6 years of trying to meet him, I had him write down lyrics from that song, and I haven't gotten it tattooed yet, but I'm going to soon, hopefully. I'll save enough. But it literally means so much to me, and that's why I sob at concerts. If you guys see me cry at concerts, I literally am a mess at concerts, because live music is the only thing that I have that makes me feel safe.
I can't believe I was so anxious that I didn't talk about meeting Maddie. I have tried since my first concert in like 2015 or 2014 to meet this man. And oh my goodness, when I tell you, it just was looking like it was never gonna happen for me. Like, it was looking like it was never gonna happen for me. And when I finally met him, that's a whole nother story, but like, I literally, like, that feeling was insane. Meeting somebody who means so much to you like that is just insane. And I was a mess, to say the least. So, sorry, Maddie, but...
Moving on from Self-Titled, talking about I Like It When You Sleep. This was their second album. I was a little bit older, still in high school. That album really helped me find more of like myself, I guess. It was more of my aesthetic awakening, if you want to put it that way. But I went through this period in high school. I've always been kind of larger size wise, and I went through this period where I would only wear, this was like freshman year, I would only wear sweatshirts, and I would be so uncomfortable all the time, like trying to fit in with like the American Eagle girls and whatever. But I Like It When You Sleep came out around like sophomore junior year, and during that time I remember I went home for winter break and I came back, and I remember just being like, forget this, like I'm not wearing this sweatshirt. And I remember I went to the thrift store and I got a bunch of clothes that I actually liked, and I started wearing them to school. And that was such a moment for me, body image wise and mentally, because I was in such a dark place before that, and I feel like I haven't gone into it enough, but just know that it was super bad. And there were times where quite literally I would have to force myself to put in earphones and listen to their albums because I was so close to ending it. And I guess it probably sounds really dumb to some people because I put such a weight on a band, but like it's so hard to explain how they make me feel now that I'm kind of past that time in my life, because I listen to these songs and like I go to these live shows that were once literally my only escape. For like 2 hours I would escape from my own mentality and my body image and my relationships, and I would just be away and with people that were so accepting. And I know that it probably sounds so weird that I put so much weight onto that, but like I would not be here without them. Like I wouldn't. So I definitely want to say that Self-Titled was the turning point in my life, honestly. They saved my life more than one time, and if for some reason Maddie or George or Adam or Ross or whoever, if you guys are watching this by chance, just know that I literally thank you from the bottom of my heart, because without your words and your music, which might seem so silly to some people, like I would not be here. And like I'm kind of shaking thinking about it because so much has happened in my life that I'm so thankful for since then, and I feel like I've grown so much. And to think that this all could have not happened if maybe I didn't see that video on Facebook or whatever. I don't really remember how I discovered them, but I think that was how. But if I didn't see that, like I could possibly not be here. And that's wild to me. So I just want to say thank you to the 1975, because that was a period of my life that was very rough, and I never talked to anybody about it, and I would just sit in my room and listen to you guys, and that's what got me through it. So thanks. My headband fell off, sorry. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end that there because I started getting really shaky and sweaty when I was talking about that, and I know I didn't go into grave detail, but I'm sure you guys can use your imagination, and I don't really think I need to go into more detail than that. I'm not comfortable with that, so I'm just gonna end it there. I just wanted to come on their album release day and talk a little bit about them and why I love them so much. And I do just really quickly want to say that if you are young or even old and you are going through situations like I was, or like I've talked about here, I just want to let you know that you're not alone. I thought that I was alone through all of this, and I want to let you know that you're not. As much as you can feel like you are alone, you're not. And if you can find an escape like I did during that, like this band, or if you can find whatever it is for you personally that helps you, latch onto it and don't let it go, because I promise you it's worth it and you can get through anything. And I just wanted to say that really fast. And now we're gonna move on before I start crying. I have not listened to the new album yet because I'm waiting to go get myself some wine to properly get through this album listening party that I'm gonna do by myself in my room, as always. But if you are able to, go ahead and stream the new 1975 album on all of your streaming services. I don't really know what I'm saying, but basically listen to the new 1975 album. I'm sure it's great. Yeah, that's the end of the video. I'm gonna stop talking now and go listen to this album. But if you guys liked the video, you can give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content, probably lighter content. I don't like getting so dark on my channel, but if you guys liked this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.